people that are not hung up on their looks and that are a little bit more open. I find people that are too caught up in how they have to appear, what the approach has to be, are not so interesting to photograph.
Hmm.
People that take themselves too seriously, not so interesting to
Yeah.
photograph. So I want a person that's an open mind and willing to play and have
Yeah.
fun. Spontaneity is such an important part of creating a strong portrait.
So do you have a favorite model?
Oh, I have many that I work with. I mean, I shoot more personalities than I do fashion. Matthew was a little bit more of a fashion
Hmm.
photographer than I was. I was more personality.
So do you still go out and shoot all the time now?
I shoot more for myself. I don't work commercially too much anymore. A little bit now and then. There's jobs here and there that I do. I still do my LAI Works campaign, and
Hmm.
I
Good.
still have a stronghold on a handful of celebrities that I've shot over the years. That I still work with. But I made a conscious choice around 2006, 2007 that I'd kind of been there, done that. I think with the onset of digital, it really changed. One, my outlook on how things go, and I think it got to the point. I know that like around 2006, seven. I was bidding jobs, and I bid 4 or 5 jobs, and then down to the wire, we'd packed everything up, ready to go. I shouldn't be saying this, but
Mhm.
that's the truth. And then the day before we're leaving, the producers went with another photographer. They got a Greg Gorman lookalike,
Oh
style
no.
wise for 10 cents on the dollar. And it got to the point where they really didn't care because with digital, they could go and alter the pictures to make them look enough like the celebrity. And it wasn't about getting that really important connected portrait, which is what I focused on pretty much throughout my career, to really get inside the person's head and get a sense of the soul of who that
Yeah.
individual was. And you look at a lot of the stuff today, and it's just kind of like
I know it's changed a
nobody's
lot,
nobody's
hasn't
home
it? The
changed a
the
lot.
business has
Yeah,
changed
and
a
with
lot.
AI, it's hideous.
I know. Did you have an agent out here?
I had agents years ago at the beginning of my career. It's funny, and
But
they
that's
they they
another
were
thing
okay.
that seems to have gone away.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I had agents, many years ago, and I had one agent that was my rep for many years, and she said to me at one point, she says, Greg, you need to reinvent yourself. And I go, why the fuck would I want to reinvent myself? I spent 40 years trying to figure out who Greg Gorman is, building a brand and a style.
That's
Why the
kind of
fuck do I want
rude.
to find a new Greg Gorman? I think that it made no ludicrous. She was gone the next day. That was the end of that relationship.
That's a rude thing to say to
Well,
somebody.
I don't know whether it's rude, but it wasn't anything I had any particular interest in. I mean, I spent a long time to develop my style. I think if you look at a
She
lot of the
thought you were
great photographers, you look at Avedon or any of the really greats, Penn, when you see a Penn or an Avedon picture.
yeah.
So why would I want to alter what I've spent, my career defining, so to
Yeah,
speak?
plus you've always evolved. It's like you always can
You
tell that Greg
evolve and the
Gorman, yeah,
styles
it's
change. And I
yeah.
mean, I found, I got a little bit more interested. I always jokingly say I was a still life photographer. I tell people to sit down and hold still. But at the end of the day, in some of the later projects I've done, I've found sometimes the more interesting picture when I go back and revisit some of the earlier work are those moments in between. It's
Mhm.
interesting because it's a different perception, growing older and seeing things in a different light. So that was kind of a fun thing when I did the book. It's not about me. I found pictures that
Oh, somebody
normally,
said that, "It's not about you," and that's
yeah.
John Waters said that, yeah,
Oh, he
"It's
said
all
it's
about
it's
you."
all about you.
It's all about you, it's your
But,
book.
so then, so at that point, then, you go back and you revisit your earlier work and you kind of reassess it.
Yeah.
It's the Paris Chong Show.